Now, as we prepare to turn within, we allow the Spirit that fills this place with such love to be a part of us as we breathe in evenly and breathe out. We relax into our chairs, knowing that this time is simply for us to feel the oneness. We are so grateful for this time, for this place, for all of our life experiences that bring us here and now. As our thoughts slow, we allow those pictures of past events to slow down also and simply dissolve as if we were watching a projection and we see the light of Spirit, the light of God filling our vision. Some see this as a golden radiance. Others see it as a fountain. And still others see it as a white light, perhaps a halo around people who come to mind as we sit in the silence. We are so blessed and so grateful for all who know and love each other, this country, this world, and the people therein. We also give thanks for all the animals that we love, cherish, take care of, the ones that are our companions, and also the ones that bless us by being in our world. As the song says, bless our houses, bless our homes. Let us be safe and comfortable. Let us know that the Spirit of God fills our homes, even as it fills our own spirits. We are so loved, so blessed. Even the times that we forget, we still are the light of God expressing, and we quickly return to that Spirit that is within us, blessing our world, knowing the truth. God has the big plan, and we are God's hands and feet and heart in our world. And so as people come to mind that we want to share our prayers with, we go into the silence. And give thanks for this moment. And as we begin to return to this time and this place, filled with gratitude, love, and peace, we know that we are blessed and we are a blessing. And so it is, and so it shall be.
So, this Sunday, we are going to talk about divine order, about how life moves from center to circumference, about how sometimes things are joyous and easy and seem to flow so easily like water, and sometimes they seem to be the rock that seems to be blocking the way. What we are invited into in this belief system of unity is that all of it is a part of the divine outpicturing. There are times for us to hit a brick wall, whether we like it or not. It's part of this process of growth and movement and learning and developing. Sometimes we need a forced stop. Sometimes we need to step back a little bit. You know, this is our 4th Sunday of Lent. If you haven't gotten a Lent book yet and you'd like one, there are still some there. But the 4th Sunday of Lent in our reading in this book today has Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. And when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, that's a fun word to try to say, by the way. As Jesus was in the garden, we're calling the music again. Oh, this should probably be where I pause and take a time to give you a musical update. Hold, Jesus, Garden of Gethsemane, over here for a second. We have a joyous announcement to make, which is that Tracy Shookneck, many of you know Miss Tracy, from the Highlands Theater as her work in teaching. Tracy has agreed to step onto our platform as our choir director. And we couldn't be more thrilled, as you can tell. I know it's hard for me to know. And so she is going to be coming on as soon as she gets some things cleared up and cleared off the path for her. She is going to be stepping up with our choir. And that will likely be, I think, the first Sunday of May. She's going to come and be our soloist for Easter, which we are equally excited about. But when you see her on Easter, that's just going to be a little tease because she won't be here quite yet. So we are so thrilled. We were holding last Sunday this expansive vision of what our music ministry could become. You know, we're living in this beautiful, juicy time that allows us to be creating paths forward out of the box. If we're learning anything in the current climate of our world, is that things can come out of the box and be completely unexpected if we allow them to be. So whatever journeys we're willing to go on and whatever we can open to, we have that opportunity to go through it, not living an old paradigm, but stepping into a new way of being in whatever it is. And we don't know what could happen up here. And so we've invited people like Michael Gott and Harry Havery and Tracy Shookneck to be up here and to move this platform however it needs to be. I've said it before, everything up here moves. Now our question is, do we? That's the juicy question, right? Because with every new change, there's this honeymoon period of excitement. Oh, I love you, Trish. You're so animated and full of vim and vigor and pep until it's, will you stop for a minute? Could you just get a little quieter and slow it down, please? It's fascinating what happens when we step into a dynamic and we're in that honeymoon phase of really loving the idea of something, right up until the time it hits our wounding. or it hits our BS belief system that is out of resonance with that. We love these possibilities of new things often until they're right up in our face. And then we're like, hey, back off. I know Jesus is still over here in Gethsemane. I haven't forgotten. We'll rejoin Jesus in a moment. But I wasn't going to tell on myself, but apparently I am. So a couple weeks ago, I went on a first date. Yeah, that's what I thought. Woohoo! Oh, boy. I had a lot of fun. I had chaperones. My mother was there. Steve was there. Chris was there. Vicky was there. Harry Havery was there. Everybody was there. I couldn't have been more safe. And it was wonderful. Had a great time. No, I'm not telling you who it is. Some of you in this room know who it was, but anyway. So had a wonderful time. That set into motion this feverish possibility that followed with a whole bunch of texting and a whole bunch of phone calls and another unchaperoned date or two, maybe. And yes, I can be unchaperoned. I am almost 59 years old, okay? I'm a big girl. Even though I'm a little girl, I'm a big girl. And what came up during, see, all my old paradigms and thoughts about what happens stepping into a first date situation went whoop, right here. Couldn't see anything in front of me because of all of my my old paradigms and possibilities and fears and wounds and worries. And guess what? It was the same thing for him. Imagine that. Everyone has thoughts and feelings. And when those things bash up against one another, there's our dance. There's our invitation to live from center to circumference, to not let something that seems like it's from the outside or feels like it might be against us. Notice I'm not just talking about my first date scenario. Whatever feels like it's coming from out here, that is our invitation to remember that this out here is a bunch of BS. There is no out there. It's all in here. And our life is created from what we do with what's happening in here. And so this poor man who dared to step into a first date thinking it was going to be fun and then we were going to have fun, finds that I happen to be one of the best overthinkers on the face of the planet. And that set a whole other piece of work in play. So there is this movement of what is happening, what we're story making about it, Trish, what we're story making about it, and then how we respond to the story that we are telling ourselves. So we can go into defense, we can go into worry, we can go into excitement, whatever it is, we're living it from the inside out. So it took a few freak out days for there to be hold on a second, wasn't this supposed to be fun? And then a re-meeting of the minds to say, okay, pause, breathe. Oh my gosh, this is bringing up a bunch of stuff for me. Can we talk about it? Imagine that. Communication. Holy cow. And so I got to have conversation after conversation and pause with some more pause to settle that feverish story in my head of how I wasn't safe, or of how I wasn't enough, or of how this wasn't okay because things were changing and things can't change. In every one of those moments, we are invited to take a step back for a minute and look at the reality of what is in front of us. We're safe. We are in God. And I got news for all of us, including me, looking in that mirror this week, freaking out. Change is the only constant. Change is the only constant. And we can meet it with a closed fist and a brick wall and build our case against it. Or we can meet it and say, oh my gosh, this is so uncomfortable for me. I am feeling some kind of way right now, and all my wounds and problems and feeling like I'm being attacked are coming up. And can you just breathe with me for a second? And can we talk about this? Or not. Or I can take all of my fears and fantasies and problems and go off here by myself and never see that person again. Or paint them as a villain. Remember, we talked about our hero, victim, villain. Hero, victim, villain. If you are a hero, you need a victim and a villain, and you will make it out of whoever's in front of you. And if you are a victim, you constantly need to find a hero. See, that was Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. I made it back there. Stopped telling on myself and got back to Jesus. So there's Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he is knowing what's about to happen. Knowing that there is a plan that has been set in place that includes him surrendering at a level that few people are ever asked to surrender. And Jesus went to his disciples and said, will you stay awake with me? See, that's the thing. I happen to have a support system around me that is beyond stellar and supportive and loving and amazing. And when I go up to the please, God, take this cup from me because I don't know what in God's name I'm doing, I get to use my inner Godness to guide me to something that loves and supports and moves me through, instead of something that says, wow, you're right, that's terrifying, and there's no way we can make it through this. Right? Because it's a choice. That's a choice. We can go to those people that will enroll in the drama with us. We can go to those people that will make that person wrong and bad for us and scary and the reason that we should stay in stasis. Or we can go to those support systems in our lives that say, guess what God said? Grow. God is in every detail of everything that's happening. This divine order, this unfolding from center to circumference, the way that I am holding what I'm holding on to, and is it holding on to me, allows me to move forward. So Jesus said to his disciples, please stay awake with me. That's what I ask my support system. Please stay awake with me. Don't fall asleep to knowing that God is in every detail, in every fear, in every thing that these worst case scenario playing that I do, all of that stuff. God is here first. And if I can go to center, I can suddenly hear what I couldn't hear before. Because somebody can be standing right in front of me, laying something out clearly for me. And if I'm in the spin on the inside, I can't see it. I can't understand it. I don't know what's happening, and my threat level rises. So can I find that safe support system that instead of enrolling in the drama says to me, you know what, let's step back and take a look at this. Is this what's really happening? Is this what's true? And then invites me to say, center, and let the water stop boiling. Let the surface settle so I can see through to what's inside. That's so important. When Jesus asked his disciples to be awake, see, they couldn't stay awake. They tried. They gave it a valiant effort, but they couldn't stay awake. And so he went with him and his God into that garden and said, look, if you can take this challenge from me, if you can take this cup from me, please do it. But if it's mine to be through, if it's mine to live, if it's mine to understand, then just be with me in it, will ya? Just let me know. Let me see the divine in every detail. Let me understand that it is there, that it is for me, that whatever is before me can be for me. I can drop my defenses. And like Jesus opening to that path ahead, can you imagine how terrifying that must have been? See, the thing is, Jesus knew what Judas was doing. Jesus told him, go do it. There wasn't some secret that, oh my goodness, I can't believe this happened. Jesus knew Judas. Jesus knew the role that he was playing in this particular story. And he loved him all the way through. All the way through. See, because from center to circumference, we're living our stories, as I said, and what stories we're telling ourselves are going to determine what happens. So I invited myself this week to cool the heck down, to contact my support system, and to say, can we all be in this together in the flow and know that where it's flowing, we all have the strength, the foresight, the vision to see that it is for us, that it is all happening in God, and that whatever is meant to unroll here is divine. It's done by divine appointment. See, we move from center to circumference here in our Unity of Sebring family as well. We've been creating some amazing stuff lately. Some amazing purpose and possibility. We've been moving through things, and some things move really fast and some things move really slow. You know, and it's all divine order. It takes the time it takes, right? And when I first came here, I had been a leader in another Unity for a little over 23 years. And every Unity community has its own DNA and its own beingness. And it takes a while sometimes to find out what that is. And I got to tell you, I love everything about this place. We haven't changed much of anything since we've been here, or since I've been here. 2.5 years. Yeah. It's been 2.5 years, you guys. Can you believe that? And boy, when I came here, I did not have the ability to see much past the end of my nose. Val helped me find my house. While I was over in West Palm Beach, he helped get people in and out of there so that I could actually even buy it, because it was such a handyman special that I wouldn't have been able to get a mortgage on it without some work done on it. And so Val helped that happen while I wasn't even here. And that time moved forward, and then that came, and we went and we moved, and we've done a few things, and we've opened a few doors, and we've honored Andy's legacy, and we've named the building for him, and there's been change, right? Some of that change is very easy to see, and some of it's not. It's all behind the scenes energetic stuff. But we're going to have our annual meeting, or at my other Unity, we were rather businesslike, and we called it the annual meeting. Here in Unity of Sebring, we call it the family meeting. That tells you a difference in energy right there, right? And we know that when you say family or father or mother, that can bring up dysfunction for some people. No, right? Oh, come on, Trish. Yeah. And so the fact that we call this our family meeting says something about our DNA, and it also says what it can bring up for people. So we're excited about doing this today, and there's something that we're going to be happening at this annual meeting that I got to tell you guys. When I came here, I thought, center to circumference. Every organization has its frameworks and paradigms and things like that. Part of that for a nonprofit organization is their bylaws. And we had this beautiful set of bylaws from 1990. And at my last unity, we updated our bylaws every 3 years sometimes every 2 years. If there was a change made, we made the change. And so when I came here and found that the bylaws had not been changed, I thought, well, okay, all right, I'll do that. Took 2.5 years to actually have the part where we have got a new version of bylaws that we're very excited about. It's the same version updated. So the bylaw, we had in the beginning Val and Andy and the group that was here in the beginning. God bless you guys for still being in here. I love it. It's a gift. Put together the bylaws from Unity Worldwide Ministries bylaws, took out what they didn't want, and kept what they wanted. And now here we are, and in the intervening years, there's been internet, and being able to do things digitally, and by email, and all this kind of stuff that moved along since our bylaws were created. So you're going to see today at the annual meeting, at the family meeting, all our new board-approved version that we're hoping everyone will approve today of our bylaws, from center to circumference. See, when we have clarity at our core, whether it's bylaws, mission, vision, whatever it is, then we are able to move forward in concentric circles clearly and with purpose. If it's muddy in the core, everything else is muddy. So I seek clarity in everything that we are doing, and communication, and all that good stuff. So we'll have this version. If you're staying for the annual meeting, afterward, we're just going to stay right where we are. You're going to sign in the back tables, and then we are going to hopefully adopt this new version of the bylaws. If you didn't see it when it got emailed or sent to you, or if you did, the white parts are our original bylaws. They're all still there. And the yellow parts are the added things. So if anyone has any concerns, you are welcome to share those with us as we move to ratify these. But the board has worked exhaustively. Richard took it to a lawyer. Val took it beautifully to Richard, who looked this over and spent time making sure that we weren't doing anything we wouldn't want to have done. And looking over these bylaws, there has been so much energy and effort around getting our clarity to move forward, and it's wonderful. So now, 2.5 years later, we have this at fruition. So it's exciting. I think it's exciting, and we get to move forward from here. So as we create more and more and more, we have clarity at the center. God is in it. God is at the center of all things. It is up to us to still our reactivity, our worries, our concerns, to find ourselves at center so that we might see those concentric circles and how they could happen. Talking to me. Talking to me. It's always talking to me. You know, every bit of it. And if we can realize that everything is our mirror, and whatever is coming up in our face that makes us feel challenged or worried or concerned, it is there so that we might reveal what needs revealing, so that we can heal what needs healing. That's what it's there for. If we can become friends with it. If we push it away and run the other way in fear, then there's not a lot that gets accomplished other than we can make enemies out of friends, and we can fracture things that don't need to be fractured. So our call is, can we find the God? Can we go to center first before we go to the circumference? How do we build this? What are we building? What do we want? Can we, like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, say, you know what? Even if everybody else falls asleep, I'm going to stay awake. I'm going to step into the center and find what is mine to truly do and be, so that I might move forward, making waves of godness, making waves of unity. Something else that is moving in concentric circles that I have forgotten to tell you guys about, or to put a fine point on, that's going to become more and more as we move forward. So we know that people like to tell people about our unity and what's happening here. Coming up, we have April 11th, Harry Havery is going to be here at night doing a Unity in Community concert series. This is a secular event, not a religious event. It's going to be a Harry Havery concert. If you know of anywhere that might put up flyers or that you could put up a flyer, they are back on the information station, and we invite you to take one or two or however many and ask if somebody would put them up. This is one way that we get the word out about unity, person by person, heart by heart. There are also two other things that are on our information station and that are out front that I would like to invite you to move with. That again, I'm thrilled about these, and I haven't put a fine point on the fact that we have them here. There are two different sized things about our unity of Sebring. One is a business card size. Both of them have a QR code that take people to our website. So, and on the one, small one, boiling it down, it just says, ready for practical, accessible spirituality. We're ready to welcome you home. If you know of anyone that you could help to get the word out about our spiritual community, there are stacks of them on the information station. There are some at the front. Take them. This one has more of a description, the same invitation on the front, but I put them at the restaurants I go to. I will put them different places. If you know of anywhere you can go that could help spread the word about our unity, again, we grow in concentric circles. We throw that pebble in the water, and it grows, and it moves, and it becomes more opportunities for unity. So this is another bit of it. This took 2 years to get set. And what made this happen was the Chamber of Commerce said, hey, we want to spotlight you guys, and we need a teaser. Can you create a teaser? And I thought, well, here we are. You know, when life hands us our invitations when we're ready. And in creating that teaser, Tina and I are like, well, there's the PR materials we've been waiting for. So each thing grows in its time, the way it's supposed to, centered in Godness, with heart, with love, and with dare I say, an openness to learning and growing the whole time we draw breath, to not stopping, to learning, to growing, to being open, and to moving forward. Where is it? In Proverbs 16:9, says, the human mind plans the way, but the Lord directs the steps. Can we let that be true? Can we let that happen? Because if we can let it happen, Isaiah 30:21 says, and when you turn to the right or when you turn to the left, your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. Let's get started, shall we? Thank you so much. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. Please visit www.unityofsebring.org for more information, to submit a prayer request, or to donate to our ministry. We hope to see you again very soon.